Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into exactly what you need to know to successfully transition from your legacy marketing platform over to Marketing Cloud Next. If you've been working with traditional systems, get ready because this is a major paradigm shift. And honestly, the sooner you start preparing your infrastructure, the smoother your transition's going to be.
So let's just get right to it. Think about moving into a brand new, state-of-the-art smart home. You're not going to pack up boxes full of broken furniture and actual garbage to bring with you to a pristine new house, right? No way. Well, the exact same logic applies to your data. This migration is your ultimate opportunity to start fresh, and that means taking a hard, honest look at the baggage you're currently carrying in your existing platforms.
To help you clean house before moving day, we're going to hit 5 key areas today. First, why this is not just a platform upgrade. Then, unified data and consent, rethinking your flows, dynamic segments and assets, and finally, your migration action plan.
All right, part 1, not just a platform upgrade. Let's start with the foundation here because this sets the tone for everything else.
Look, the biggest takeaway you need to grasp right off the bat is that this isn't just a fresh coat of paint. It's not some standard software update you can sleepwalk through. It is a complete operational shift. We're so used to working in these isolated silos, but Marketing Cloud Next shatters those. It runs on a completely unified data platform, which means you have to fundamentally change how you think about your data from the ground up.
Moving on to part 2, unified data and consent. If we're sticking with the house tour analogy, this is the absolute core foundation of your operations.
Now, the contrast here is pretty wild. On one hand, you've got what you're probably used to, flat, isolated contact lists, maybe a few basic custom fields. But looking ahead to Marketing Cloud Next, it's powered by Data Cloud, transforming those basic contacts into fully harmonized individual profiles. You're no longer just managing a standard contact database. You are managing a living, breathing identity.
And this is exactly why you've got to audit your data right now. I mean, think about it. CRM systems, web interactions, mobile apps, service flows, they are all feeding into one central hub now. You've got to separate the clean, useful data from those digital dust bunnies you've been hoarding for years. If you skip this, you're just dumping a messy data soup into a perfectly tuned system.
Which brings us to a massive shift in customer permissions. The days of a simple little opt-in checkbox? Yeah, those are completely gone. Marketing Cloud Next treats consent as a first-class citizen. It is a highly structured data object now tied to specific channels, purposes, and timeframes. Why? Because the platform's AI and real-time decisioning literally depend on that consent being hyper-accurate and instantly accessible.
So if you're sitting there with just a single subscribe field, you've got some homework to do. You need to map out your consent requirements in a structured matrix right away. You have to know exactly what every single customer agreed to, why they agreed to it, and on what channel. Plus, you've got to factor in how regional laws dictate all of this for email, SMS, push notifications, and advertising, the whole shebang.
All right, let's talk about the plumbing and electricity of the house. Part 3, rethinking flows and personalization.
Brace yourselves for this one. Your current journeys are not going to migrate one-to-one. The execution model here is entirely different. Marketing Cloud Next uses Salesforce Flow Builder. That means your marketing automations aren't living on their own little island anymore. They're executing side by side with your sales and service flows. It is an incredibly powerful setup for sure, but it takes some serious upfront structural planning.
Time for a little tough love. You absolutely need a strict governance plan before you move. Look at your current automations. What triggers them? Are they even relevant today? Honestly, you're probably going to find that half of them belong in the trash. Delete them. Do it now so you aren't dragging outdated, chaotic logic into your shiny new system. Personalization is getting a massive upgrade too. We're way beyond just dropping in a static first name merge field, right? Because Marketing Cloud Next connects with Data Cloud, you are pulling from a living, constantly updating view of your customer. Imagine personalizing a message based on a purchase they made 5 minutes ago, or a live service chat they just had. But again, that only works if you've structured that behavioral data to flow in correctly.
Moving right along to part 4, dynamic segments and assets. Let's look at how you group your audience and where you actually store your stuff. Segmentation is where you're really going to feel the day-to-day difference. Those old static lists and basic rule-based segments? Replaced. You're getting dynamic segments that update in real time using data from across the entire Salesforce ecosystem. It is a real game changer, but you have to ask yourself, can your current messy segment logic actually translate to this new object relationship model? If not, it's time to clean it up.
And don't forget about your physical assets.
Images, PDFs, email templates. They need a new game plan too. They aren't sitting in some standalone asset library anymore. They're going to live directly inside Salesforce. That means you need fresh folder structures, hosting plans, and permission models. Go audit that library, delete the junk, and get those permissions locked down well before migration day.
Okay, we've toured the house, we've found where the mess is hiding. Let's get to our final section, Part 5, your migration action plan.
I love this quote from our source material because it really hits the nail on the head. The marketers who succeed with this transition are the ones who treat it as a transformation, not just a migration. That is the absolute bottom line of this whole explainer. If you wait until you're mid-migration to figure out your database, your consent, and your flows, you are going to struggle. It's not just moving from point A to point B. It is completely transforming how your marketing team operates.
So how do you get ready right now? Just follow these 3 non-negotiable steps. Number 1, audit your data and ruthlessly delete the garbage. Number 2, clearly document your current processes, triggers, and segment logic. And number 3, envision the future state of your operations. Do this, and you'll be building your new data models with real intention.
I'm going to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Take a really hard look at your current setup and ask yourself, are your marketing operations truly clean enough for a unified data transformation? Are you actually preparing to transform, or are you just packing up your old problems to unpack them in a brand new platform? Put in the foundational work today, clean up those operations, and you'll be perfectly positioned to unlock the incredible potential of Marketing Cloud Next. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.